Let these candlesticks tell our story. From the life of Jewish tradition in a country fraught with anti-Semitism, political upheaval, and fluctuating borders, these ancestors had the courage to begin anew. Mary Gordon, Moishe and Rose Rodetsky, Rabbi Moses Meyer, and Hannah Matlin were the first of our line to begin life in America. Let's begin with Mary Gordon. Mary was born in the village of Dunalovich, a small town near the city of Vilna, to Itzhak and Dinka Gordon. Itzhak was trained as a blacksmith and Dinka as a midwife. Itzhak died at a fairly young age, leaving Dinka a widow with 10 children, one of whom was Mary. Mary Gordon had the strength and spirit for adventure. She was trained as a seamstress and could have found work in the city of Vilna, but life in the small village of Dunalovich, or even the larger city of Vilna, did not provide any opportunity for a Jewish person. Life was difficult and uncertain. Young boys were often reported to be kidnapped and drafted into the army. Despite the protests of her mother, Mary wanted to voyage to America and enjoy the opportunities that awaited there. Dinka was sure the rest of her children would follow and she would be left alone. When the first bird leaves the nest, all the rest will follow, and this proved to be true. Only the oldest son, Chaim Israel, remained in Russia, although his only son, Harry, did migrate to America. Through the years, there was close communication, money was sent, and stories were shared, but all that stopped abruptly, and Chaim's family was never heard from after World War II. Mary Gordon arrived in 1894 at the age of 19, with no money or family. Her only connection was a close friend of her mother. She quickly got a job as a seamstress in a New York City sweatshop. Also in the year 1894, Rabbi Moses Matlin arrived in New York with his wife Hannah and 4 children. Unlike most new immigrants, Rabbi Matlin was invited to come to New York by the Jewish community leaders. He was a brilliant scholar and a man of great piety and integrity. Rabbi became one of the founding fathers of what is now Yeshiva University. Young Louis Matlin continued his studies in America. One story told is that Louis was mistakenly enrolled in a Catholic school. His parents found out after he asked why everyone said rosary prayers in this country. His school was quickly changed. Mary Gordon was here without family, but she had definite ideas about what she expected in a future husband. It went without saying that he must be Jewish. He also had to be religious and educated in the sacred books of the Torah. He must also live with his parents. She was aware that many girls married other immigrants only to find that they left wives and often children back in Europe. There were stories about first families who arrived and came knocking on the door unexpectedly. Mary was not about to take any chances with her future. The matchmaker arranged for her to meet Louis Matlin. He was the son of Rabbi Moses Meyer Matlin, a poor but highly respected member of the Jewish community. Louis met all her standards, and when she was 24 and he 22, they were married. The young couple was given a beautiful pair of handmade candlesticks that were Mary's pride and joy. They were used every Sabbath and every holiday from that time on. Mary and Louis had 4 children, Sophie, Dinah, Izzy, and Harry. Then 10 years later, the Rodetskys came to America. Moishe Rodetsky was born to Mendel Rodetsky and Rose Rashis in the province of Minsk. Morris immigrated to the U.S. in 1903, where he worked as a cabinet maker. Morris was followed by his wife Rebecca and firstborn son Bernard. Together they had 7 children. Bernard had big dreams and big ambitions. As the oldest, he also had a very strong sense of responsibility and could always be counted on to lend a hand to his siblings and other family members. Bernard, known as Barney, was introduced to Dinah Matlin through his sister Bessie. He was shy and she was vivacious. Dinah always loved to talk and tell stories. She said they never played cards or other games. Liquor was rarely served at their gatherings. For entertainment, they talked and talked and talked. They argued, analyzed, discussed, and told family news. It was a skill and pastime everyone enjoyed. To be is to talk, to do is to talk. Bernard and Dinah had 3 children, Dave, Harriet, and Sandra. In 1952, Bernard bought a big house in Deal, New Jersey. It became the gathering place for all the family and a house that made memories for everyone. Stories abound of huge seders with tables spreading through the dining hall and entry room. Aunts, uncles, cousins, young and old, there were so many. After Deal, the seders continued at Sandy and Sam's or Dave and Charlotte's. Together, we still gather every year. Times have changed. We are spread in many different states, but the tradition lives on, and this new generation plans to have it continue on and on and on.